All season long, the road to the LPGA has demanded everything: talent, resilience, and a relentless drive to improve.
They're grinding out here to a level that people don't understand unless you come out here and you experience the way that they feel.
Along the way, a few names have separated themselves from the pack. Gina Kim, Yana Wilson, and Riley Smythe turned strong starts into statement seasons, stacking multiple wins and locking up their LPGA cards.
I don't think there's anything minor league about these girls. They are the real deal, and when you come out here, I think you realize just how good they are.
Haley Cooper took a different path. No victories, but a steady climb fueled by consistency. The result? A well-earned ticket to the next level. 4 players, 4 secured spots, but not everyone's fate is sealed. Amari Avery and Rachel Kuehn are still chasing, still fighting to break into the top 15. With only 5 LPGA cards left to claim and just 1 tournament remaining, the Epson Tour Championship. This is dream chasing.
It was a year that I knew was going to be full of learning, and so my goal was to just kind of take it in stride and feel like I kind of caught my footing with pro golf. And I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way.
But growth doesn't come without struggle. And for Kuehn, the learning curve hit hardest in the middle of the season.
There was a stretch of about 2 months where I missed, I think, 6 cuts in a row. There was a lot of tears shed over all of it because when you're in the weeds, it's really hard to understand what's going wrong. I had to take confidence knowing that my game wasn't that far off, but it has been nice to see things trend and hopefully peaking at the right time.
Now with 1 tournament left, Kuehn finds herself in a place not just to reflect on the lows, but to believe in what's still possible.
I feel really lucky to be in the position where I am right now because anything can happen this week. You go out, you have a great week, and I still have the possibility of getting an LPGA card for next year.
And no matter what happens, she's earned a safety net, and that freedom is fueling a new mindset.
I've played well enough this season where I will have full status on the Epson Tour regardless next year, so I almost feel like I'm playing with house money. I get to go and see if I can win a golf tournament for fun, and if it doesn't work out, I still have a job for next year.
Like Kuehn, Amari Avery has faced her share of challenges this season. But as the Epson Tour Championship begins, she sits just outside the top 15 and well within reach of earning her LPGA card.
I think this year has just been a lot of growth. I think the biggest lesson I've learned is just kind of being in the present and taking full responsibility for like where you are. The golf has been kind of up and down. It hasn't necessarily been exactly what I was expecting, but I've seen a lot of positives in my game, and I think I've really grown as a player, and I think I've put myself in a decent spot coming into this week.
Amari knows exactly what's on the line, and with just 1 event left, there's no avoiding the math.
I'm definitely very aware of where I'm at. I've been looking at the points in the standings for the last couple tournaments, which is not really like me, but I know that I have to because of where we are.
But knowing the numbers is one thing. Tuning them out when it matters most is another.
It's more just about blocking out the noise and just doing what I know that I can do, and after this week, then we figure it out. I mean, you never know. I have a good week and I could crack the top 10. There's so many things that can happen. You just stay in the present, you just make it happen.
Good morning and welcome to the 2025 Epson Tour Championship at Indian Wells. From Asheville, North Carolina, Rachel Kuehn.
I don't think I've done the best job this year of leaning on the people around me. I kind of tried to put myself in like a little bit of a bubble. And that's really hard when things aren't going well. I kind of put the whole weight on myself.
Carrying the pressure alone took its toll. But through the struggle, Kuehn began to understand that resilience isn't just physical, it's mental.
I think every athlete faces a lot of adversity. You know, I was always told that you have to be your own best friend on the golf course because there's no one else really out there. So it's sometimes really hard to find the positive when you're missing cuts. There's no point in beating yourself down. You have to remind yourself that you're an incredibly capable golfer who has accomplished things, who is just as talented as anyone else in the field, has earned their spot here just like anyone else, and you need to remind yourself of your DNA as a golfer and that there's good things to come.
On day 1 of the Epson Tour Championship, Kuehn leaned into that belief and delivered. A 6-under par opening round vaulted her into a tie for 4th and right into the heart of the leaderboard.
I'm incredibly excited for this challenge this week. I think the course is scoreable. And I've worked not only a couple weeks, a couple months, an entire season, I've worked 24 years to get the chance to play a sport that I love for a living, and to be in this position, I just feel really grateful because a lot of things have to align.
It's really nice to have my dad on the bag. I think he probably knows me the best out of anybody on this planet. And at the end of the day, like, this is my dream, but it's also his dream too. But I think also, like, as dad and daughter, it can get a little difficult. I think the line gets a little bit blurred sometimes. You're just always with your dad, sharing a hotel room. He's on the bag. I'm spending almost every waking hour with him. It can get a lot, and we've had discussions about this, and I think our mission this week is just to try and have a good week and make it so that I get onto the LPGA Tour so he can get off the bag. Because he's promised me, he's like, yeah, I'm not counting for you anymore after this week, after this year. So yeah.
After a long season together, Amari and her dad are soaking in one final week as a team. Their goal is clear: play well enough to earn an LPGA card and give dad a well-earned break from the bag. Avery opened with a 4-under round, finishing the day tied for 14th and in the hunt.
I've always been super driven, super strong-minded. I kind of am very sure of myself, and I think when you play a sport like this where you're kind of grinding to get to that next level, the highest level, I think you can just be a little disheartening sometimes. I think I've definitely just been very aware of the standings, but trying to not think so far into the future.
Trying to stay in the moment and not get caught up in the what-ifs has been part of Avery's growth this season. On Friday, that focus showed. She carded a 5-under round and climbed into a tie for 5th on the leaderboard. Haley Cooper struggled to find her rhythm this week, finishing 2-under and missing the cut. But her consistent play all season had already secured her LPGA card. She'll return Sunday to be celebrated at the card ceremony, marking a milestone in her journey. After 36 holes, Riley Smythe sits at 6-under, comfortably inside the top 25, while Yana Kim posted a strong 5-under round to stay in contention. Meanwhile, 19-year-old phenom Yana Wilson is charging toward her 3rd win of the season, sitting at 11-under and tied for 2nd. Friday didn't go as Rachel Kuehn hoped. After shooting 1 over, she slipped 28 spots on the leaderboard. But even when the game gets tough, Kuehn keeps her focus where it matters most, on what she can control.
You're gonna put bad golf swings on golf shots too. That's part of it, and that's okay. What we learn is how we respond to that. But what is in my control is the decision making. I think you really have to be disciplined to stay in the moment. When you let yourself, drift ahead, I think is when it's easy to get ahead of yourself and stay out of your process. But you just go out and try to keep a positive attitude and control what you can.
The pressure is mounting as the Epson Tour Championship heads into the final 2 rounds. Only 5 LPGA cards remain up for grabs, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Can Amari Avery and Rachel Kuehn fight their way into the top 15 and claim their spot on the biggest stage? Will Yana Wilson capture her 3rd win of the season, sealing not just the top spot in the rankings, but Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year honors? This is more than a tournament. It's the moment dreams are made or broken. The final push starts now.